What's going on, Aces? Welcome back to the channel. I hope that all of you guys are having an amazing day. My heart and my thoughts and prayers go out to Wendy Williams and her family. She has been recently diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia and aphasia. And this is the exact same um, disease and ailments that actor Bruce Willis has been diagnosed with recently as well. So she was given this diagnosis last year after undergoing several medical tests. Her team said that her conditions have presented significant hurdles in Wendy's life. And of course, we saw that trailer. The Lifetime documentary is coming out in a few days. I'm going to watch it. Some people are split, right? A lot of people are saying that they feel it's exploiting Wendy Williams. Other people, her niece went on The View today and said that Wendy wanted to essentially control the narrative and she wanted the documentary to come out on her own terms. So I'm interested to see, how Lifetime films it. It's a two-part documentary and I'm looking forward to watching it. But again, some people are really split, saying that, they're they're painting Wendy in a negative light. Okay, so the article continues. Wendy would not have received confirmation of these diagnoses were it not for the diligence of her current care team, who she chose, the extraordinary work of the specialists at the Weill Cornell Medicine Center. Receiving a diagnosis has enabled Wendy to receive the medical care that she requires. Primary progressive aphasia is a nervous system syndrome that affects a person's ability to communicate, according to the Mayo Clinic. People who have it often have trouble expressing their thoughts, and they can lose their ability to speak and to write. Symptoms typically begin before the age of 65. We know Wendy is 59. Frontotemporal dementia, or FTD, refers to a group of diseases that primarily affect the frontal and temporal lobes of the brain, the Mayo Clinic said. It is usually associated with behavioral and personality changes and difficulty with language. So Bruce Willis received the same diagnosis in 2022, and then aphasia essentially progresses to frontotemporal dementia. Williams has previously opened up about her battles with lymphedema and Graves' disease. In 2017, she fainted in the middle of a Halloween episode on the Wendy Williams show. We remember that, right? When she was dressed in the Statue of Liberty costume, but she recovered and she finished the episode. That's one thing I can say about Wendy. Like her work ethic was always extremely aspirational. Like even her son said, that work was always one of the most important things in his mother's life, and he feels like essentially she has worked enough, which is true. Because let me tell you guys, if I'm at work and I faint, I'm not finishing the day at work. Like either send me to the hospital to get me checked out or send me home. But she stayed and finished the episode, which is really impressive. A year later, she announced that she was taking a 3-week break following her Graves' disease diagnosis. And that's so important too, right? To make sure that we take breaks and to protect not only, our physical health, but also our mental health. It's important to take care of yourself. In 2022, amid ongoing health battles, it was announced that the show was ending. Her team said that the decision to share her latest health issues was difficult and made after careful consideration. They said that she is still able to do many things for herself and she is receiving treatment. Most importantly, she maintains her trademark sense of humor and is receiving the care that she requires to make sure that she is protected and that her needs are addressed, the release stated. She is appreciative of the many kind thoughts and good wishes being sent her way. The news comes ahead of the Lifetime premiere of Where is Wendy Williams, a 2-part documentary about her physical and mental health. It airs February 24th and 25th on Lifetime. So will you guys be watching? Like I said, I know I will, just because I want to see if this is Wendy controlling the narrative, because, she's put out documentaries on Lifetime before. I'm curious to see the framework and, exactly what they shoot, how they shoot, because the trailer it was a bit devastating. A lot of people said that they were heartbroken, um, just watching Wendy essentially, deteriorate before our very eyes. I mean, we do know about the lymphedema and the Graves' disease, but beyond that, this is, I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I have to be honest, you guys, because when we think about, Bruce Willis, let's just, for example, because he has the exact same diagnoses, his family is not going to put him on, you know, a documentary about this time in his life, right? Where he's having health issues. However, Wendy's niece went on The View just this morning and said that, Wendy is the one who wanted the documentary filmed and that it was filmed before she got like really, really sick. Other, content creators have said, well, Wendy's been sick for a really long time. So um, some people, again, they think that it's exploiting her disease and her diagnosis. I will say this: I'm glad that her team found out what was going on with her, because we knew just from that interview with like TMZ and other um, interviews that she's done, right? When we would see her on the street, she would just say things, aside from looking a bit, disheveled, she would say things that were just really concerning. And so now that we have a diagnosis, they can give her the proper treatment and the proper care. I'm just a bit unsure, if she needed this to be a documentary, if she was able to even give consent, you know what I mean, for this documentary. On one hand, her niece said that this was her wish to do so, but at what point was she I was gonna say like aware or, cognitively able to really give consent, or, to say that, she was able to sign off on this. This is when you would need your family, someone trusted, your son or someone in her corner, um, you know, and not her conservator, right? Because that conservatorship, they talked about that on The View. It was very similar to Britney Spears. But this is when you would need someone in your corner, like her mother. I think they said that her mom wanted to be her caretaker and her conservator. I feel like it should be like someone like her son, right? Who, again, he said that he feels like his mom has worked enough. I agree with that. She's definitely made enough money to be able to retire comfortably. I'm not sure about this documentary. I feel like on one hand, yes, I can understand that, Wendy would want to control the narrative. However, because of her specific diagnosis, and it affects the brain, right? The frontal lobes of the brain. Those are our executive decision making, um, places in our brain. And so I feel like somebody should have been a little bit more protective of Wendy, like Bruce and his family. They're very protective. They are very strategic in how they curate, what is shown, how long, he's shown on camera, because you don't want, especially since they're, a public figure, Bruce and Wendy, you don't want the public image of them to be tarnished in a way that really destroys their legacy. I think that's her ex-husband, Kevin Hunter, had weighed in and said that he was like his opinion really is a non-factor, but a broken clock is right twice a day. So he said that he feels like this documentary would tarnish Wendy's legacy. I'm going to try to give them a benefit of the doubt for a few reasons. One, because Wendy has worked with Lifetime in the past, so I'm hoping that they are not going to do her dirty. And because her niece went on The View this morning, I'm interested to see what or how, it is played out. But I don't know. I'm kind of torn as well. Now that I think about it, I feel like I really wish that she could have had, family and friends be a bit more protective of her, similar to Bruce Willis and his family. But you guys, I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on the Wendy Williams documentary that's coming out tomorrow? Let me know in the comment section. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you have not done so already. I will talk with you in the next video. Take care, Aces. Bye.